at one point I thought, hey, how cool it would be to have actually a kind of interactive ping pong table that could track where the ball hits and then have a kind of a display and maybe mix it with video games and do like a new way to interact with video game or like a new way of playing ping pong.
Welcome to Why Design. I'm Chris Whyte, and this podcast is about the people behind products shaping our world. Every week I sit down with design and engineering leaders who've turned ideas into real-world impact. We break down how they lead, how they learn from failure, and how they build teams that keep moving forward. Because great design isn't just about what looks good, it's about people, culture, and progress. If you care about building better products, leading stronger teams, or rediscovering the purpose behind your work, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Rémi, welcome to the podcast. Great to have you.
Hi, Chris. Thank you.
No problem at all. Yeah, it's been, it feels like a long time coming. I became aware of your product several months ago, earlier in the year, and then we got connected on LinkedIn. And here we are today. It's coming up towards the end of the summer, end of August. So it's great to finally sit down with you and record this episode. So for those of you who don't know you, you're the founder of Diplik. On today's episode, we're going to explore your entrepreneurial and design journey, the Bitpong origin story and where it's headed, the reality of running a small hardware business in 2025, building a team and culture around creative tech product, and lessons in perseverance, play, and long-term thinking. So again, Rémi, welcome to the show. We always start with the title of the show as well. So Rémi, why design? What first drew you to kind of design or creative technology?
Well, I think it's like for most of the designers. So actually, when I was a kid, I really liked drawing and wanted to studying art. But my father was a bit more conservative and was pushing me or trying to push me more direction becoming an engineer. And basically design was basically a kind of compromise where it combined a bit artistic matter, but also like it's between engineering and creativity and artistic field. So yeah, that was a kind of a compromise for me. But I think that's often the case with industrial designer at least. Yes, so that's a bit how I started studying industrial design first, and then moved more in like digital design as well.
Okay. Was there a moment early on where you thought that's it? This is what I want to do. With any kind of standout moments for you?
Yes. Well, actually, I also at the beginning I actually wanted to study car design. Yes, because I thought, okay, when I was actually visiting the design school, I saw these great sketches about cars and I was like, okay, that's really cool. That's what I want to do. But then quickly I realized, okay, that's actually require really good drawing skills. And that's maybe not for me. And I thought also like product design is a bit more broad and there is probably more jobs around there. But to be honest, when I started studying, like the first 6 months, I was not convinced this is really what I want to do. But then I think it really came when we went out with the school and we went to visit some design exhibition in Belgium, actually. And then I saw all this great furniture concept and a lot of creativity. And then I thought, okay, that's what I want to do too. So at first I was really more interested in furniture design, lighting. Yes.
Okay.
That kind of inspired me first, really. Like this is where I thought, okay, that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, you can see that kind of in the product that you're kind of championing now as well with Bitpong, furniture and lots of lights in there as well. So it's kind of come full circle. So it sounds like you wanted to do design, not engineering, but then really fell in love with it when you saw it in action in industry, like obviously during your studies. But
I needed some kind of inspiring things to really thought, okay, because sometimes when you see a toaster or like I don't know, like a screw machine, like a this is not
drill.
This is also industrial design, but it's not really very inspiring when you start studying. And then, but yeah, this furniture exhibition was for me very like important and made me thought, okay, this is the direction I would like to go.
And where did you study? I presume it was in.
I studied in Valenciennes, in the north of France. It's a school which is called ISD. I mean, now it merged together with another school for game design and animation, and now it's called Rubica. So Rubica is like a campus where you have all these different design school, but the design school itself is still called ISD, I think. Yeah, Industrial Institute Superior of Design. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! And you still, well, up until basically your LinkedIn, up until 2017, you were guest lecturing there as well. So you went back and gave back to the school.
Yes, time to time, like once, 2 times a year, I go there and I kind of animate or moderate some creativity workshops. So it's usually like 5 days creative workshop on a special topic, and then we explore like ideas and prototype them together with the students.
Wonderful. One of your first roles in industry, that was with Frog Design, wasn't it? Back in 2004. You spent nearly 4 years there.
Yeah, so I did the first internship first at Oraito, which is a kind of famous designer in France. It's actually more like a creator. It's more like, it's not really industrial design. It's more like this kind of designer, a bit like Philip Stark, with like there's a special touch, and his people are coming to him to get this. It's more like an artist, basically. Yeah. And then that was actually quite interesting to see, because that's one way to approach design. And then I also wanted to see the other way, which is more like strategic design and really with a really defined process. And then I went to Frog in Herrenberg, so in Germany, which is like where the company was founded. That was my second internship. And then they offered me to stay at the end of the internship. And then I stayed there around 3-4 years. Yeah. And that was good because it's still a big name, and it's a nice reference to have in the CV. And since they had also like studio in US, Italy, a bit everywhere, I had the opportunity to travel to Palo Alto, Milan, different locations. But most of the time I was based in Germany.
Fantastic. And what was some of the, thinking back, some of the key lessons that you've kind of brought with you throughout your career from your time, kind of in the early days at Frog, and even your internships, I suppose?
Well, when I started at Frog, actually, it was interesting because there was like a big team of industrial designer and one guy doing digital design. And when I left, it was the other way around. There was like a big team of digital designer and just a few industrial designer left. And what happened in the meantime is that iPhone came out. I mean, everything started to get more digital. And I remember there was this guy. The iPhone was already available in US, but not yet in Europe. And there was like one of the boss from Frog who came to Germany and showed us the iPhone, and everybody was like, "Wow, that's amazing!" And you can do with your finger. And yes, and so. I mean, something I actually learned a lot at Frog was also that when you design product, and more product actually combine hardware, but also like user interface, digital design. And what Frog was good at is actually to try to sell the complete package. So you go there, you get the industrial design, you get the digital design, and these are designed together. So you have a kind of consistent experience across the different aspect of the product. So yeah, that was interesting, and that also made me thought, okay, interaction design, user interface design is probably the future, and I should keep an eye on that. And yeah,
absolutely, yeah. And about how things changed very quickly when you were there, but they've changed dramatically ever since, haven't they? So
yeah.
So you've stayed in Germany, Berlin, kind of for the majority of your career since then, haven't you?
Yes, basically I did all my career in Germany. Yeah. I came for 6 months internship, and yeah, I never went back. I mean, I'm going back home sometime to see my parents, but my mom is still asking, when are you coming back to France? It was supposed to be 6 months, and it's 20 years now.
What is it that's kept you in Germany then all these years?
Well, I mean, girlfriends.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
one
that'll
thing.
do it.
But not only. First, I wanted to have an experience abroad.
Yeah.
Because I thought that would be very valuable, and then go back to France and try to find a job in France, like at Decathlon, for example. It's like a big place where a lot of designers in France are working. But it appeared that it was not so. I tried to apply sometime to company in France, but it seems that the experience abroad was not so relevant to them. Actually, I think they actually prefer to hire someone who always worked in France. So that was a bit disappointing. I think it's also a bit stupid, but so, but I'm also happy in Germany. And then after Frog, I came to Berlin. We had a little design studio together with some friends, like two French guys who studied in the same school than me. One had an experience at ITO, another one was coming from Lunar. And we had this design studio together. That was cool. Yes, and then, I mean, I think in general there is more work in Germany than in France. That's also there is more industry here than in France. And in France, for a designer, I mean, either you work in an agency somewhere in Paris, but life is very expensive and salary are actually not so high, or you go to Decathlon, which like most of the people are doing, and try to stay there forever. And that's also like, I know a lot of people from my school did an internship there and are still working there. But I think that was not my case. I tried to go there many times, but they never really wanted me. I don't know. So I say.
So you've abandoned your fellow countrymen, haven't you, by emigrating? But no, it's a remarkable career that you've had so far. So that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So let's talk about Bitpong then, and kind of where did the idea for Bitpong come about? And for those who aren't familiar, perhaps you could give us a brief kind of intro and overview as best you might be able to describe it for anyone listening. But I know you were keen to show it as well, if that's possible.
I can show you, but I don't have a player to play with me today because everybody's like working on the production or on vacation. But yeah, I can show you a bit. Well, the idea came from, I mean, it's very simple actually. I always liked, like I said before, like furniture design. I like, of course, obviously industrial design. I'm passionate about product design and design in general. But I also had, I've been working a lot on product combining industrial design and user experience, like user interface design. I have myself also worked as an interface designer. And yeah, somehow I also, everywhere where I worked, there was always a ping-pong table, and I find it very cool how this helps to create social interaction between employees or people. And here in Berlin, you also have a lot of ping-pong plates, like public ping-pong table a bit everywhere. And I thought, okay, that's actually really cool. You see in summer a lot of people playing outside, and that just create nice interaction and social interaction between the people. And then at one point I thought, hey, how cool it would be to have actually a kind of interactive ping pong table that could track where the ball hits, and then have a kind of a display, and maybe mix it with video games and do like a new way to interact with video game, or like a new way of playing ping pong, and also to maybe a way to attract new public to this sport, which is a great sport and quite accessible to most of the people. So yeah, I tried basically to combine a little bit all these things, and I also always had this dream to have one day my own company, and not to work only for other people, but also try to develop my own product at one point. I mean, that's, I think, a dream for a lot of designers, to develop your own product at one point and earn a lot of money.
How's that going? Because I know the money side of things usually takes a long time to realize, especially when it comes to hardware businesses. But
I mean, here it's very fresh. It's a new product.
Yeah,
we launched 9 months ago, or something like this. I think it takes about 3 years really to see if a business is really working. And I'm also not a business person. I'm coming from design, and so I'm also learning a lot by doing. It's not like it's I mean, of course, I have a business plan. I try to be to think also with a business mind, but that's not my specialty. I mean, the first thing was actually to bring the idea was, okay, this would be a cool idea. Let's develop it and let's bring it. And if I like it, and I guess a lot of people like video game, a lot of people like ping pong, probably it will work. Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, let's try.
So what does the leadership team look like at the minute? Because you're the CEO, aren't you? And I guess a kind of chief designer as well. Have you got other people in the C-suite, or is it kind of basically people working for you? How's that set up?
Yeah, so we are. I mean, right now we are a very small team. We are, let's say, 3.5 people.
Yeah.
There is me. There is Andy, which was a colleague of mine. We used to work together in a company where we are doing sex toys. So that's
okay.
Interesting.
Very different user interface.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have someone which is supporting us for business, like new client acquisition.
Yeah.
And then like a bit of support from investor or people who are invested a bit of money and who are also supporting a bit on the side. Yeah. But it's very small team. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had to wear many hats across all 3.5 of you, haven't you? And especially yourself, learning how to run a business as a CEO, and the changes that you're going through as well. You know, as the product gets closer to customers, there'll be step changes there and things you have to consider that.
Yes, and I mean, first I thought this could be a product for consumer, and it's gonna cost like maybe 2,000-3,000 euro. It turned out that this is more expensive than what I expected, and now it's more like a B2B product. So like, I had to it has to evolve a little bit along the way. It's not really pivot, but between like what I thought first, or the vision I had, and what I mean, took also a lot of time to develop. So along the way, I also realized that actually maybe it's more B2B product, and then But yes, of course, I have to do a lot. I mean, I actually developed together with the engineering office here in Berlin called Constructive. Really good people who are really good for actually prototyping new ideas and trying to make proof of concept. But I started like 4 years ago, and it took much more time and much more money than what I thought. So that's also like a big learning, is like it always takes more time and it's more expensive than what you first think. Yeah, and this is also like a complex product. It's maybe I should have started with something a bit easier and smaller. Like this is a bit challenging from the technical side, and it's also big. So like in terms of logistic, when you need to ship the product, it's also a lot of challenges that I didn't anticipate at the beginning.
Yeah, massive. So looking back over the last kind of 4 years or so, obviously you mentioned one thing that I guess, given your time again, you might kind of focus on B2B earlier rather than B2C. But are there any other things that you think back, though, I wish we'd known that sooner, or I wish we'd done things differently? If you're serious about growing in design or engineering, you should join the Why Design community on Discord. It's where product leaders share real lessons, job opportunities, and behind-the-scenes insights you won't find anywhere else. And if you want more stories and strategies from the world of product development, subscribe to the Why Design newsletter. Both links are in the show notes, so go check them out.
Yeah, I mean, this somehow I think because it took some time to develop, it also was good to have a lot of time to maturate a little bit and to. So I think now we launched a product and there was a lot of maturity already. So that's also like people are sometimes like impressed, like wow, okay, yeah, that's impressive for like just such a small team and. But they don't see like all the work which is and all the time. And things I would have done differently, yes, of course. I mean, especially raising money. I would do it differently now. I mean, very early I founded the company because I wanted to get some grants that are available, but you need to have a proper company for that. But now, because now the company is already 4 years old, and a lot of these grants are actually just for young company, which are 1 or maximum 2 years old. So I'm not eligible anymore to this public funding. So I thought maybe I should have put my own money first and then fund the company once the product is already there, and then get some public. Would have been easier. So now I cannot go anymore to this public grants because officially the company is too old already.
That's interesting. Is that a quirk with the German kind of system there?
Yeah, so basically you get support or you get fundings for fresh young company, but if you are already 4 years old, then they look at the number and they're like, oh, but you just spend money, you didn't make money. Like, of course. I mean, we are doing innovation, and they're like, okay, but that's we only finance either like really fresh company or like company that are 3-4 years old but who already generate. And that, I mean, now we start to generate money, but the last few years it was just spending for development and prototyping.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting things. I think a lot of people from the outside looking in don't realize that even when you start generating revenue, a lot of hardware business, you still need a lot of funding. You still need to raise capital to actually make the things. Just because you've got pre-orders or you've got contracts doesn't mean that they're kind of going around and schmoozing with investors and funds is finished. That still continues for some time. But it's obviously that doesn't get the headlines, does it? It's we've kind of pre-ordered or we've pre-sold X amount of units and think, oh, great success, but you're still sweating because now you've got to raise money
to spend
and
money to make money. So that's
absolutely. So in terms of just something that isn't on the agenda, but it's something that came up quite recently on with another guest that I interviewed, Sam Shames from Ember Labs. Their business has been going for several years. It was a wearable product to help heat and cool the body. I don't know if you may not have seen the episode, but one of the topics we centered on was the idea of, the founders, the founding kind of technical team, bringing in an external CEO or leadership to take over the running and plug those gaps, because they realized fairly early on, they were brilliant at what they did, but they didn't have the commercial awareness, or they didn't have the experience scaling a company. So they brought that in, and then it enabled the business to kind of 3x like within months. It was quite a brave decision.
That's maybe what I need to do too.
Well, I was going to say, is that something that's I know we haven't discussed it, but is it something that's maybe crossed your mind about kind of the next stage once you start kind of bringing money in? Is do we scale it with people underneath you? Do you bring in people that are, essentially taking over the running of the business to free you up to do stuff that you enjoy and you're really good at?
Yes, I mean, definitely I need to find a solution, because this is not going to work on the long run. And I think the most important is to think what I'm good at and what I really would like to do. And ideally, I would like to focus on product development and also like bring new ideas, and not and if I can have someone taking care of the business and customer and just focus on future ideas, and that would be great. But I will. I mean, that's also a matter of opportunity, what like contact, network, and what happened on the way.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's interesting, isn't it? From my personal experience and from the people that I speak to daily, it's like you see that businesses go through those various different phases and transitions, call them pivots or whatever. But it's you get to a realization that in order to get to this next goal, this thing needs to happen, or these people need to be in place, or or you might go from I'm enjoying building a thing, a prototype, and then there's okay, now what? And then there's a decision to be made. Sometimes that decision's made months or years in advance, and you've got it as part of the plan. Sometimes it's like, I've hit a wall now, I'm stuck, and it's, I think that kind of behind the scenes stuff, or locked away in your head stuff that probably consumes most founders, is quite interesting, because I think most people go through it.
I think the exciting part is really everything, and then launching the product, and also like making sure that it's on track. But once it's kind of becoming a routine, or it's like then you want to go back to this exciting part and then build something new. And
absolutely. So Bitpong then, it's a smart kind of physical / digital ping pong table. You mentioned obviously that you're now kind of targeting B2B predominantly because of the cost. We're likely to see it in, you mentioned on our intake call, kind of family entertainment centres, arcades, multi-activity centres, venues, that kind of thing. What are there any other areas that are particularly interesting, or where we might see kind of Bitpong in the kind of the near future?
So, I mean, it's definitely it's between sport and entertainment, because ping pong is a sport. So in theory, federation for table tennis are also interested in our product, but they don't have as much money as the entertainment people. Entertainment, like family entertainment center, arcade places, or like this competitive social gaming. It's a big trend, and it's developing also a lot, actually. Especially, I think it came from US, UK, but now it's also coming in France, in the rest of Europe. Germany is a bit behind, but also like in Scandinavian country, it's quite big. And actually, they buy these products and then they make money with it. So people come and then spend money to play on this table here. So for them it's an investment, and then they make money out of it. While sports club or everything, it's a bit different. It's not the same business model, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. You've only got to go into a major city like in London or New York, or Berlin, there's these entertainment centers popping up all over the place, isn't
Mm-hmm.
there? You've got the Crazy Golf is having a renaissance with its interesting themes. There's tech in that as well these days.
Yeah, a lot of innovation.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of shuffleboard myself.
Mm-hmm.
If you're paying £8 or £9 a pint of beer, you might as well chuck in the 20-30 quid for an hour of shuffleboard and make entertainment as well. So it's something that's really accessible, but you can get quite good at as well. So it's the same with your product. So interesting. So what's it been like then, turning this this creative product, this kind of passion project into a full-blown business where, like you say, you're selling products, people are buying them from you now? How's that been for you?
Well, it's very exciting, but it's also sometimes very scary.
Yeah.
So you go a bit through different. Sometimes you're like, okay, that's gonna be big success, and it will be. Yeah, sometimes I'm very positive, and sometimes there is some issue, or like customer is calling and there is a technical problem, you need to solve it, and I'm like, oh my god, why did I start this? So like sometimes I'm very excited and high, and sometimes I'm like, but in general I'm super happy and I don't regret. It's really good, but I mean, it's challenging. You need to be able to finance it. It's a lot of risk. I also have kids, family, and it takes a lot of time. So you need to balance between family and everything. And obviously, it's a risk. So, but I think it's nice to take this risk and at least to try and not to regret later on.
Absolutely, yeah. It's such a hard balance, isn't it? What if what surprised you most about this journey so far?
What I'm most proud of?
What you're proud of, or what surprised you most that you just didn't expect? Me? Yeah.
No, I mean, it was a relief to see that, because you have this vision and then you prototype and then you try, and then at one point everything comes together, and then this is where the first time you really can experience and see, okay, is it really as good as what I imagined it to be, or maybe it's very boring and I did all these things for nothing. So the first time it really worked and you play, and then you also show it to people and you see like people are really exciting. I mean, here in my case, maybe it's not, not the case for everyone, but here that's a relief, and and it's also very, it's a nice feeling. And then when we presented first at the Yapa trade fair in Amsterdam last year, everybody, I mean, there was a lot of positive feedback. I mean, basically almost only positive feedbacks. And that's great. And then you see, okay, then it's gonna roll out, and it's gonna be. But then you realize it's not because everybody likes it and that everybody wants. Yes, and you need also to. I mean, one thing is that at one point I also thought, okay, this project is going to be so cool that maybe I don't even need to. I just push it on the internet, and then it will become like viral, and people will come automatically and want to buy it. But it's not happening exactly like this. I mean, a little bit, but you still need to push. I need some people to call and to. It's not automatic.
Call me a cynic, but I think those viral, products that seem like they don't need any advertising, and they become like the product in vogue. I mean, a lot of work clearly goes on behind the scenes in setting that up and knowing kind of how to, that one video that takes over. Who knows what's gone on behind the scenes for that? But one thing is having a great product. Yeah.
I mean, we had one video which got really viral, and that's, I mean, I could see suddenly we had like 40 emails a week, like of people wanted to buy
fantastic.
But still, yeah, it's still, I mean, it's a bit random. You don't really know exactly why this video was more successful than the other. And still it's, you need to push. It's not like automatically selling and that we have nothing to do with.
Yeah, it's just feeding leads into the business, isn't it? It's like all that impressions are like a vanity metric in a lot of cases, because it's like people have seen some of the video or seen some of the content, but actually how you then kind of turn that into a sale, there's lots of different things in between, isn't there? So but yeah, it's interesting. So have you got product now with customer? Is it out in the public, or are you delivering? So
yes, so we have 4 tables right now, which are operational. So in France, Germany, and US. So one in New York, one in Paris, one in Lille, one here in Berlin. And we are shipping 6 units September, October. So like right now we are super busy with our big batch. I mean, I call it big batch, but it's just we are producing 15 units now, which is nothing for most of the
still a big unit, though, isn't it?
And it's a big project. So it takes a lot of space.
So often, when I'm speaking to my customers, about kind of testing and validating their products, there's only so much you can do in-house testing it. There's only so far your imagination goes to how customers might break kind of your product. Now that you've had product out in the wild, so to speak, what's surprising you now? Yeah. What kind of stuff is coming back? How are they breaking it? What have you learned about the product since it's got to customers?
Well, I mean, we are quite lucky. Not lucky, because we knew, okay, this is going to public places where people don't really care. I mean, they just want to play, and there is kids, there is drunk people, so it has to be robust. But you can only be sure it's really working once it's in the real situation. So here in our case, I'm touching wood now, but it's so far we didn't have big issue, and we had this chance that there is this family entertainment center guy I know. Like, it's a company is called Whole Unit. They're quite big in France, and the guy offered us to buy our first 3 units and also like to run them as a pilot unit. So it's like a pilot phase for us to collect feedback and see what's working, what's not working. But actually on the hardware side, everything kind of worked. I mean, we had little adjustment, but nothing big. And then on the software, this is something we can always iterate and improve. So we're improving the games, of course. I mean, one thing is, like, for example, at the beginning we had, I mean, on Bitpong you can, so you play ping-pong, but you play like little arcade games. So we have a kind of snake, we have a kind of something that looks a bit like Candy Crush or different games. But then I realized also people also want to play regular ping-pong. And we knew that, but it came quite early that actually, okay, we really need to also like a real ping-pong game where the table counts automatically the points and show you whose time to serve. So that was a bit also of a surprise. I mean, I knew that people would be interested in this, but it was actually stronger than what I thought at the beginning. No, but it's very, for sure, it's very scary when you start, when you put your baby and then you start to see the people starting to play with and like sitting on it or even sometimes standing on it, or you're like, oh my God, it was, I don't know if it will resist, but yeah, it does. So.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's testament to how robust your product is that no one's broken it. It's an interesting use case rather than damage case. I suppose.
And I mean, it's also designed in a way that you can easily repair, and so everything which breaks can be exchanged.
Oh, fantastic! So yeah, definitely built to last. So
yes.
So let's talk around the team. Obviously, you mentioned it's a small team. What's the vibe like behind the scenes? You know, obviously you're there in kind of the workshop there. I can hear the product behind you.
I can show you. I mean, it's a bit chaotic because, as I said, we are a bit in production mode. Actually, I'm sharing also. So we have this showroom here in Berlin. This is our office, and this is also where we build under construction. So, like the wood parts, the electronic parts, we build it in a different location. And I'm sharing the office with or the space with another designer. She's doing furniture, so we can inspire each other.
Brilliant.
So I can show you a bit around.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And here is basically the office workshop.
Yeah.
That the other side where it's more furniture from my colleague Frauke. And it's the showroom. I mean, with a table.
Very cool.
And
oh, there we go.
So this is
very cool.
And then you can like select your game.
Oh, wicked.
Cheats.
Oh, bro. Have I seen one where you can have a wall up against so you can play single player, or is that, am I thinking of something else?
That's also possible. Not with this. Okay. This is our really first prototype that we keep here.
Yeah.
But with the final product, you can put one side vertical and play against table.
Oh, bro. Yeah, got everything covered then. So fantastic. So someone joined.
What is cool here is that we have this place where people or client can come and try.
Yeah.
Because usually they always want to try before buying. Especially this kind of interactive like experience or this kind of interactive games.
It's quite a considered purchase as well, isn't it? It's like you say, it's an investment for a business, and they're going to want to know that they're going to get repeat customers. They're going to be able to, it's going to be fun, and people are going to want to come and show their friends. So it's and
sometimes it looks cool on the video, and then you actually try, and you're like, well, it's quite boring. But here it's not the case. Usually, usually they try, and then they know it. Okay, it's like on the video.
I think the most frustrating thing about tech like that is where it looks great, but then the user experience of playing is frustrating because it doesn't respond quick enough, or there's like a
that's
lag.
Also like a concern a lot of people are having. Like, is there some latency? Is it fast enough? Is it really like responsive? And but here, that's where you need to come and try and to be. But it is. But of course, people sometimes like, can I try? And then, sometimes what we do is also like online demos, and I demo the product with my colleagues. Today is not here, so I cannot do that, unfortunately. But and that's then cool. People see on the screen, okay, that's really fast, and
that's fantastic.
That was also a technical challenge for us to make it fast.
So all 3.5 of you, you're based in that site where you are today, or are you kind of spread out? Your team, are you all based together on site, or
we have
spread out?
Locations. We have this location, and we have the production. Where we build the panels with the electronics, which is not here. So this is where the others are, other colleagues are here today.
Awesome. So, what if someone joins your business tomorrow? What might surprise them the most?
Well, that we are such a small team, for example. So sometimes people are a bit surprised that. What else? Well, apart from that, it's quite a classic startup.
Yeah. You present much bigger than you are in terms of like the content, and obviously the product's big as well, as you'd expect a like I say, a big team behind it, but it's impressive. So
hopefully it will grow soon, but for now it's very small. Yeah.
No, it's brilliant. So I'm guessing then the kind of people that would thrive in that setup then are people that are comfortable wearing many hats and getting stuck in, rolling their sleeves up. Is that the case?
Well, I mean, as a designer, usually you already have different hats. I mean, you're between sometimes working on like strategy, marketing, target group, or so I think designers are also like people who are not really specialized. They are good in many things, but they are not necessarily specialized in one very focus topic. Or so I think, yeah. And of course, I'm curious. I also like to learn new skills or new things. So,
Wonderful. And how do you stay focused? I mean, the obviously having that brilliant product there, I imagine it's quite easy to get distracted, or just got to test this next game out, or how do you keep everyone from the Bitpong table? I wanted to pause a moment to talk about Kodu, the specialist recruitment partner for physical product teams. When founders outgrow their early team and need engineers who can scale hardware, that's where we step in. When design consultancies win more projects than their teams can handle, we help them find senior designers who deliver without losing creative quality. And when established brands push into new hardware categories, we bring in leaders who've built category-defining products before. If you're hiring or planning your next move in product design or engineering, head over to teamkodu.com or connect with me, Chris Whyte, on LinkedIn. Or is that,
well,
just,
I mean,
that's just the job?
I mean, of course, we play a lot, but that's also good because then we test and we can discover bugs or things that we can improve, like more on the software side. No, and then I mean, it's. I think we have no choice. We have to be focused if we want to achieve the goals and make sure that this business stays alive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would be a bit irresponsible to. So, for example, this year I didn't take any summer holiday. That's. I hope I can go. In 5 years I can make great holiday, but like for this first year, need to focus on the production, make sure we deliver, that the clients are happy, and
you've got to get got to get those units built, haven't you? And get cash flow positive, I suppose. But it leads me on to my next question. Really, what are you most focused on right now? Is it essentially just delivering on the orders that you've got, or is there
right now it's this
else?
first big batch that so for the first time we bought all this material to be able to build 15 units.
Yeah.
So we need to manage stocks. We need to produce, and of course, when you produce, sometimes there is some issue. And we made the choice to produce everything internally. And here in Germany, sometimes people are like, "This is crazy. You should just produce everything in Asia." But I think it's great. I mean, that's also because you asked before what is people would be surprised. Maybe that's also one thing that can be surprising, that instead of producing in Asia, we just produce here everything internally. Maybe in the future we will produce in Asia, but for now, at least it's good to really understand our product and really know our product, and also see what can still be improved. And I lost a little bit what I wanted to say.
Well, I'm guessing the actual kind of size of the product and the volumes that you're selling every year, the cost savings of producing in China or Vietnam, aren't like, if you're not producing thousands of the things yet. So
I mean, this is also, of course, it depends what type of product you're doing, and
you got the shipping as well.
In this case, but still, I think it's always good at the beginning to at least have a first batch produced internally, and so then really your product, how it's assembled, if something goes wrong, how to repair it, and then maybe later go to Asia. But
absolutely, yeah. So, what are you most excited about then for the next kind of 12 months or so?
Well, shipping to our next customer, where one table is coming to England, and it's actually a chain of family entertainment center. So if they bought also like a kind of a pilot unit to test it, and they already want to buy a big amount if they are happy. Brilliant. So I'm excited I will go myself together with a colleague and install the tables there, and hopefully this will work, and then it's going to be everywhere in England.
Well, yeah, you have to keep us posted on kind of perhaps you could share after we've recorded where your tables are at currently, and then just keep us posted, because there's a handful of chains in the UK that I could think of that might be, but I'm sure you're probably not able to say just yet until they're in situ and they're publicized. But
England is important for us. We have a kind of exclusivity agreement with this family entertainment center company. So right now we can only sell to this company in UK, and that's also something I learned, so that we accepted these terms. But then in the meantime, a lot of company in UK wanted to have the table, and I had to say no, sorry, we cannot sell it to you. So that's that feels a little bit strange, but obviously we won't regret, and this first customer will be happy and will buy our stock.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also like something like dealing with distributor is also something I didn't really anticipate. I thought, okay, we will produce and we will sell to end customer, and then a lot of distributor came and say, we would like to distribute your product, and this is something I also didn't really consider from the beginning, and now I realize, okay, also need to consider distributor, and then you need to have also like different price for the distributor and for the end customer, and you need to adjust all these things so that they work together.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Yeah, because there's so many different kind of moving parts there, and like, you would definitely be able to figure out how to get that product to the UK without a distributor, but actually using a distributor, that's what they do. It's like any professional partner, like whether it be recruitment or marketing or distribution, that's
actually, if you work with distributor, then the distributor are actually selling for you, and you don't really need to focus so much on selling, because then they are doing the job.
It's in their interest to ship your product, so it can work out. And yes, it might seem expensive, but how expensive is it to sink your time into learning something and getting it wrong potentially, because that's part of learning. On balance, I'm not wanting to sell their service for them, but that's the kind of unseen cost that often comes with kind of DIY stuff, trying to figure things out. So really, really interesting. So we're kind of rapidly approaching time, but what I'd love to ask you just as a final kind of rapid fire is, obviously you're producing an arcade game type machine. When you were growing up, what was your favorite arcade or video game kind of growing up?
Well, actually, I was when I was kid, there was arcade places. Especially when I was kid, we used to go on the coast on the other side of England, basically like close to Calais, where there was nice arcade place there, and I was fascinated, and I don't know, I'd like to try all of this game, like fights game, or like spaceships, and then I got my first console, PlayStation. Then I played a lot, also like Pro Evolution Soccer, so like this soccer game together with my brother. And then in the meantime, like the arcade completely disappeared. I mean, at one point everybody had a console, and there was no business for this. But now it's coming back because like it's a new kind of generation of arcade places with like other type of experience that you cannot really have at home. So that's great also, and so I'm going back a little bit to my kids' fantasies and
Oh, that's awesome. That's brilliant. And the question I try and ask everyone: are there any books or podcasts that you could recommend that really kind of that you're really into, that inspire you, that I think other people might enjoy?
Well, I mean, design books. It's a long time I was not reading design books, but the ones I were reading were actually books from IDEO. So, like, one of them was I Lost My Pencils, or another one was like IDEO Master of Innovation. I mean, these are already a bit old. Like, it's not the latest. But I was really, I think for me, even when I was at Frog, I always looked at IDEO because for me, IDEO was the big master of innovation and user-centered design process. So yeah, I really liked what these guys were doing, and they had really great books also about innovation and design.
Wonderful. Well, Rémi, thank you so much for joining me on the Why Design podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you for sharing your story and show us the product as well. I guess it's a first for someone to pick their laptop up and show you around, so I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I couldn't see too well, but check on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Bitpong, you would see more. Yeah.
Well, what we do is on the show notes and when we promote the episode as well, we'll share links to the company website and to videos and things, because that, seeing it in action is the place to go. But when you're ready as well, share the places where people can go out and try the product as well. That'd be because we'll publicize that. Keep your customers happy as well. Get some more footfall in there. That'd be great. And then, but yeah, thank you again. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Nice. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
No problem. Thanks for listening to Why Design. If this episode gave you some new ideas, share it with someone in your team who'd find it useful. And follow the show so you don't miss what's next. And if you're building a product team or looking for your next challenge in design or engineering, that's exactly what we do at Kodu. We help companies hire smarter and faster and help great talent find work that actually fits. I'm Chris Whyte. Connect with me on LinkedIn and let's keep raising the bar for design leadership. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and keep asking why design.